Welcome to Conspiracy Outpost. All my fellow Medenvardians that's at my partying, my backyardigans that's about to fart again. Dude, this is our last wrap-up show where we are doing our after show talking about what has happened in Feast and Famine, the fall of Medenvarde. In this episode, we are discussing the end of the season because we just went out with a fucking banger. Y'all know what it is. And we've got some special guests here with us today. I don't know how much of their names they want me to say. I'm going to say the first ones for sure. We got Kenny. We got Tang. We got motherfucker running analytics, not just a fan, also becoming part of the team. Wesley.
Wrong hand, Wesley.
And today we're just gonna talk about the end of the season and all the cool shit that's happened. I'll let Casey or someone else bring it in.
Well, we can also talk about the rest of the season too, but yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the whole fucking thing, dude. Here we are.
I just want to say, you said the epic conclusion. We climbed chains.
Well, hold up. Our after shows only go up to when we get into Stovehurst. So there's the Battle of Stovehurst to talk about. There's the Lonely Tower to talk about.
Geez.
Yeah.
We weren't lonely in that tower, though. We had each other. And actually, there's a few deleted scenes where we actually rolled nat 20s on hand jobs.
That's true.
Everybody
like
those
poor people's water tank is never going to be the same.
Lisa was that shit.
Broke back tower.
But yeah, the Battle of Stovehurst was badass with the whole divide between like you guys fighting in the center of the city and what like John Gilmore witnessed in like that in the shed. Basically like his brother like I'm imagining right now for some reason like his brother got naked in front of him in the shed. I'm your brother. But no, it's not. But he did reveal himself though.
Look at Black Cap, man. That motherfucker broken.
He definitely used to teach him how to be at Gilmore in the bushes in the back of the homestead.
Yeah. I kind of want to take it back a little bit because we didn't cover this in it, but meeting with Brent the High Oaks, and yeah, I think that would have been the episode. I don't remember if we talked about the whole fucking John killing a kid part, but that episode. But I want to know kind of your idea of what was going with us going in to meet Brent, how you were kind of thinking it was going to go and what possibly surprised you with us going into there.
So it was interesting because I wasn't sure how strongly you would react to like seeing that hulking figure in the camp. And what I kind of anticipated happening was you realizing like, oh, I'm in a weird situation now. And I'm gonna try to like figure out more what's going on, but you guys did what you do, and you fucking like just started acting like right away, and it made for some fun shit. It was surprising. I wasn't expecting that to happen so quickly, like the turning on Black Cap like right away, the whole like this guy's a fucking monster, and I did not anticipate at all you guys like trying to bait the monster. Like that was a really interesting thing.
That was really cool that Joe fucking thought to take out that little sample.
Yeah,
I completely
didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, Edgar.
Yeah, Edgar has a fucking deep hatred for Pigman and pigly individuals. Not of fat people, guys. Come on.
Why do you hate pigs? Like well, I was at my boy's house and we were all hanging out. We were drinking. And you know what? Fuck pigs.
man, I was locked in a pig pen naked. No more squealing, man. No more pigs. Oh yeah. Anyways, where were we?
Yeah. Well, after we fucking got to that scuffle and Black Cap pretty much split us up, and John and Wilton went with Black Cap underground while Edgar and Daigle went above ground. And shit got a little fucky in both places.
Yeah, that was a scary situation having you guys split up before like a really big battle.
Yeah, plus fucking Black Cap's rocking a piece apparently.
Yeah, we figured that one out. That was a little scary.
Where the fuck did that come from?
What did you guys think of just the Stovehurst, the twist and the battle and shit in general?
go on. Somebody tell us.
Go on. Don't everybody go at once.
Tell us you love us.
Yes, Wesley.
I'm down, dude. Matthew up on the. I don't know how.
Oh,
He's running on the wall. Yeah, Daigle on the wall.
Yeah, he was up top, and he's all like, I just imagine it like an anime, and he's running past him. It's like they won't even know. I'm so sneaky, they won't even fucking know that I fucking hit the guy. And then he's just like covering his neck and shit.
Just trying to keep the blood.
Shut the fuck up. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Dude, that's actually one of my favorite parts because it goes from
Because he gets caught.
Yeah, it goes from badass to transitioning into like what you would imagine like Morty and like Rick and Morty stumbling and actually like killing people, like, like people are just dying around him. But it goes from epic to epic funny. That's
Honestly, my favorite part in that episode was what fucking Edgar did after when he killed the horse and then cried, or he shed a tear. Because I was like,
yeah,
oh yeah, I
was-
forgot Edgar loves horses.
Yeah, that was
and then
intense. He was
I
a
love the
minute from
part-
death too. That was close.
I love the part after that when Edgar crawled through the window and as the guy's crawling away and just fucking digs that iron or that fucking rusty knife into the back of his neck.
That was fucked.
I'm having a hard time remembering all of what happened during the battle because there's a lot of shit that happened. It was kind of chaos all the way
There
through.
was a lot of chaos. There was Daigle up on the fucking whatever.
There's the fucking Wilton going full fucking god-like being.
Edgar made the mistake of thinking he could intimidate people, and it failed. Edgar also failed to chuck an arrow at somebody like that was physically possible.
John thinking he could.
Edgar had a lot of spoofs.
Yeah. John thinking he could, get the crowd to do something and then not, and Wilton just going, "Dumbass, this is how you do it."
We don't need to, we don't need to discuss Wilton's fucking strengths because in every episode he's pulling off some fucking magnificent move. So we don't need to talk about it. Can we just all agree that we're glad that we don't have to worry about Wilton's body anymore? Just doing dope shit, making us all like this motherfucker shining like a golden fucking ditch digging god, and we're all just over here trying not to catch forests on fire.
Well, I was the fastest ditch digger west of the artery, so.
So from the beginning, or
you
not from
don't
the
have
beginning,
artery.
but from the point that from John becoming a scarred monk on, John had a fucking frenzy potion, and I had been holding on to it until it's like, okay, the ending's coming up, time to use it, going into the Lonely Tower, not knowing what the fuck it did, just knowing that it's called frenzy. And, dude, I really should have used that in that battle.
I honestly thought
Like,
Edgar
for
was gonna die that
Stokers.
episode.
Oh, when you guys were fighting at the gate and there were all those fucking like
Yeah.
guards, like
Yeah. The pigmen and shit.
the pigman guards. Yeah, those,
thought
that was an interesting kind of distinction that didn't really come up, but I think it might have came up at one point in time that the ones that are with Black Cap aren't necessarily exactly like the ones that you guys met before.
We're
Oh,
just so
shit.
traumatized by it. We think anything. Because I mean, we
I
we
thought
come
they were
from a
just wearing
small
different
place.
outfits.
I think that we associate, at least Edgar associates any big fucking hulking creature as a pig man. Doesn't even have to have a pig face.
That's what I said about Hobart's wife. And he was
Ungodly.
upset about it.
Yeah.
So Mike, how long did you know that Nate was going to throw in a character that was going to be John's brother?
A trial for scoundrels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For those of us
So
who don't
pretty
know
much
what episode
the episode where we meet
What
fucking
number is
Nisbet-
that?
the episode where like we are introduced to Disney and stuff, and then we fucking fight that
Battle
battle and
Royale?
shit. Yeah,
God, dude, that was my favorite. That was my favorite fight episode.
That was
I believe that's
pretty
the
early
trial for
on.
scoundrels. But yeah, around there, from the week before to the week to that one, in between there is when I was told. It was like I was still building the character at that point. We had like the week before the character had been built, and then that week after he's like, "Here's a name that you should remember. Don't forget it. It's your brother." And I was like, "Okay."
It's like, all right, cool. Because he's like, at this point, I was toying with the character that was Morty from Rick and Morty. Canute from Vinland Saga, their gay love child. That's
Yeah,
my
so-
character.
So out of the 25 episodes, 5 episodes in. That's when
Damn, holding out.
that's when I knew.
You're hiding shit from your friends.
There was no reason to talk about it. It wasn't brought
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, wow. I'm glad that happened really early too, because I kind of wanted to tell you and then just have it like in the back of your mind, you know, not really
Well-
not really think about it too much and just be like, running into random people in town, just like, is this my brother?
Yeah, dude, something that I
That'd
didn't
been
realize
funny,
until I was editing it was that we could have completely skipped Stovehurst if we would have taken that contract for the Lonely Tower.
I was gonna
We
ask
had
how Nate
that
would have felt.
contract, but we were finishing our main mission first, and then we were gonna go back
Yeah.
and do that one.
I really wanted to ask Nate how he would have felt if you guys would have just skipped that whole thing, just went straight to the Black
He
Tower.
would have said, "Fuck you guys,"
I
because
wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have minded at all, actually, because I was prepared for there to be like a lot more adventure in Medenvarde, but it was just like the timing of things for when you met certain people. I kind of had like a little bit in the background, kind of like a calendar for the game, you know.
I feel like
it was like where you are at any given point in time, like these different events will happen. So around the time that you guys ended up descending from Miser's Peak on the Stovehurst contract, like many weeks and even like months have passed. Like probably over a whole year has passed or whatever in game, and that was when Cliff Valter and his people showed up at the bottom with the Lonely Tower quest. So like you guys could have ended up skipping him and like came to the Lonely Tower by a different way, even if you hadn't been there at that time.
I'll tell you one thing: if we did go the different way, we'd still have Furious Mueller with us. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
but if we did go that different way, I'm pretty sure that Edgar and Daigle
That
would
poor
be dead
mule.
because they both kitted up and ranked up and shit in Stovehurst. They got new
Things got
weapons,
pretty hard.
potions, and shit like
But
that.
I didn't think Edgar was gonna live. He was full-heartedly about to sacrifice himself when he tried to lead those fucking giant men to the fucking whatever tower, whatever the fuck he ran into. I don't remember what he ran into.
Like,
I
imagine
didn't
going-
expect Wilton fucking using the blast of God to just fucking. That's why Edgar just like kind of scoots to the side, was like, okay. He's just like, what? Like, wow.
Imagine going through the Lonely Tower without fucking Edgar's perception and sight. It would have been pretty different, I think.
Oh yeah,
Because we
actually.
constantly had him in the front. We constantly had him scouting before we went through
Yeah, no,
stuff,
dude,
even the hole and everything.
And imagine if I chose the
Those
fucking
big cracked out pupils.
if I was it adamant, not adamantium, that's Marvel shit, right? The
Yeah.
whatever, the carbon infused skin, because it was up for toss. I wanted the carbon infused skin or the fucking eyes. And I chose the eyes in the long run. The carbon infused skin just sounds so dope because I can just like jump on explosives or something, like save people.
Dude.
Oh
so
yeah, you take like half
War
damage.
hero.
From
Throughout
explosions.
the whole series, the whole game, I was kind of afraid of losing another character since I lost a new. And so I was always playing really reserved, even after even after John became a scarred monk. It was like, oh shit, still, like I still felt like the character was weak, and then it didn't realize how fucking much damage he can take until that like last episode when we fought the two cannibals. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude, Don just like
I'm
beating
taking a
through-
shit ton of damage right now.
Yeah.
Don just like taking hits and punching people, and he's just like, I'm so weak, and you're just caving in skulls. I'm fucking so weak.
He's become
Like,
a
John
beast,
doesn't
dude.
put out a lot of damage, but god damn, could he take a punch?
Yeah, you're the
I think
tank.
you're fine. Besides Wilton
Except-
losing his body, and I think Daigle's the most likely to die. He's already came down to
Daigle's the
zero
most
health like
likely.
4 times. Like,
Daigle and John are complete opposites. Daigle puts out the most damage out of any of our characters,
Daigle
but
does.
has the
Daigle-
least
and,
amount
you,
of health.
and you don't protect him like you
Daigle's actually
should.
Daigle's actually
Well, that's the thing is
fucking powerhouse. No, that's not
behind he gets
that's not
behind
on
people
anybody.
and sneaks up, and he puts out insane amounts of damage, but he has no health. John doesn't put out any damage, but he has a shit ton of health.
Yeah, and that's actually not on anybody but me because I almost accidentally killed Daigle, I think, twice.
That's true. That is true.
Definitely once you pretty much did kill him.
Yeah, I almost
yeah.
literally, I
Pretty
ripped
much
up
did.
his
You knocked him out.
Luckily, I ripped open Aaliyah's shit on one of those things, but now I know not to throw potions while my friends are near.
You threw acid in his face, wiped
Dude,
it off, and just patted him on the back.
Dude, that was.
I like the most
surprised he
likely
didn't
to
get
die
an ending
thing.
point.
I think it would be fun if our guests ranked the characters from most likely to least likely to die in season 2.
Oh, we can do that. I thought I was fucked when we ran into that robot in that room. When I was like, oh, I got 2 health left. I thought I was dead right there. I was like,
That
fuck.
fake ass brainiac.
With that question, assuming Wilton has his own body back. That way it's the same.
Yeah. Assuming all things are square again. Yeah.
Oh, we've already discussed this. Wilton's
Daigle's body like, this is for the silver bar.
Wilton's gonna be getting a child's body in the next season.
So Kenny said that Daigle would be the first
like
to
Groot.
die. What's the rest of your list?
I am Groot.
Um,
You got to rank all 4.
I'd say probably Joseph's character, then
We ain't friends no more.
you do have a low amount of health. I guess then Wilton, then John.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Hey, Edgar's done some pretty ballsy shit and still alive. When everybody hopped the fence, he was like, "Thought I smelled bacon," and then he fucking chucked that shit at the big man. Not the
Yeah,
smartest.
you were hiding. You were hiding the whole time.
I was at first because I wasn't gonna hop a random fence. I didn't know it was on the other side. All right?
That shit
Even
was
it-
funny. You guys see a pigman, I jump over the fence. I go back.
I feel like even if Daigle's not, I feel like Daigle can get himself out of a lot of stuff, but also
He
he's the person who's gonna talk us all to death.
Yeah.
He's gonna get us out of a situation, then get us in even worse
Is he-
situation the next minute.
He's gonna get us out of the situation that he put us in the first place.
Out of the pan into the fire, or out of the fire
Yeah.
into the pan, however that goes. But it's like, yeah, it's
It goes
pretty much.
full, it
it's
goes
like
full
here-
circle.
Yeah, it's a way with Daigle. It's like, oh shit, man, I can't believe he got us out of this. Fuck yeah, and then he says something. I was like, why?
And
Why?
fucking
Just stop talking
What
where
did
you
you
want.
say? Hey, you're probably right. I should let you guys go. It's a first offense. Yeah, we did. I can't believe you got out of that. Yeah, and fuck your mother. What did you just say, motherfucker?
Okay, let's ask
Okay,
our new
Kenny-
guest.
wait,
Let's ask our
Kenny
new
didn't do his
guest.
last 2.
Oh, okay. Wait, last
I just
two.
want to hear those
Well,
last 2. I want to know who's more like to die between
I,
Wilton.
I said,
on the
I said,
bottom of
I
the
said
list-
Wilton, then
He said-
John.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John's the tank. He's most likely to survive unless he
Clearly
gets
Anu's
into
at
a
the
really
bottom of
fucked
the
up
list.
situation.
Yeah. Dude, if he would have survived, man, he would have been
So,
hella powerful because he
I
had
would-
like almost perfect rolls, man. Like he didn't have a roll under 11.
Yeah. So, Tang, what would you say? Who do you think would most likely to die?
Okay, so I got my top 2 bottom and top 2 highest. So the top 2 that I would think would die is between Daigle and Wilton because they're both the most reckless motherfuckers. But for some reason they do have the biggest luck because I thought Wilton was like Domino, or not Wilton, but Daigle was like Domino when he's about to get shot at. All of a sudden their crossbows and shit all broke apart on him, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like I'm waiting for this motherfucker to get shot or something, and it's just like everything's going perfect for him, but at the same time it's not. And then the bottom 2 would be Edgar and John because they're the most. I would say they're the most cautious out of the 2, especially John. But Edgar is actually. Oh yeah. It was like I said, they're both the most level-headed too, and yeah.
We're
you
the
know.
academics.
Are you saying Daigle's level-headed? That motherfucker doesn't even still know who's shit in his bed.
Edgar and John.
Edgar and John.
No, Edgar and John. Daigle definitely not because
I agree with Tang's list.
I don't like that
That's-
character, man.
Hey Wesley, who do you think? Wesley,
I
who do you
agree
think
with
shit the
Tang's
bed?
list.
Who shit the bed? Yeah, that's what I want to know. This is honestly
That's what everyone really
a
wants to know.
conspiracy.
Where on
Yeah.
earth is the shit? The
There had to be a conspiracy on Conspiracy Outpost presents.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There's a
So-
conspiracy.
Daigle shit in his own bed.
I kind of want to think it's who would I want to think it's John Gilmore because it's
Really?
least likely.
I would say the
I
same.
don't
Like, I would
know.
hope
Sneaky.
it's Daigle just because it's funny, but I think it's John
He
just
shits
because
his
he's
own
pushing it. So, yeah, but John is pushing it
Daigle's
towards
shitting his
everyone
own-
else.
He has
John is
night
pushing it towards
terrors.
everyone else, so it makes sense.
I think it's better if the
That was my theory for Daigle. He's just doing it for attention. He's just shitting at the end of his bed and just making up a big old ruse.
He did
Dude.
get to kill someone out of it, so
I
it's a
think
good,
it's held in
good
infirmary
ruse.
though.
One of my
think it's,
favorite descriptions I've ever done in D&D was when you opened up the trunk and saw like 9
Yeah,
turds of like varying ages. Like that's
Very
a
neatly
that's
lined
a
up.
real thinker right there.
it's
Feast for the
amazing.
mind.
It's amazing that
First
you
of all-
can describe the ages of each, or you were able to tell the difference between each shit. Like, dude, that's obviously like a week old. Like you've seen week old shit a lot. Like,
10 days, man.
It obviously comes from someone on a specific diet if their bowels are moving at the same time.
You know it's one
Like,
man, not
yeah.
many.
Or yeah.
Daigle
How do we have
is Daigle
2
is
a.m.
actually
shit?
a stool
Or
size.
woman.
Oh yeah.
Dude, honestly, I thought it was Edgar at first, and then as time went on with Wilton just being fucky, I thought it was Wilton, and I don't know who it is.
I think it's just Daigle or Wilton,
Was there an
honestly.
acorn in it?
Hey.
I like the fact that it remains a
I
mystery.
pulled my pants down and showed my cheeks on the last episode.
Hey,
Look,
good
Yeah,
thing.
but I'm just thinking maybe, well, I don't know, maybe someone's like blacked out, I don't know, sleepwalking, doing weird shit.
Night
I don't know.
terrors.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
that's
something-
fair.
that's
His way
something
into the
inter-
wineskins.
No,
that's
it's
something
actually
that's
Daigle.
interesting is we always find shit, but we don't find the stuff they wipe with.
Yeah, that's
Nobody looked at Daigle's ass. Why everyone look at
That's
Wilton's
itching.
ass but not Daigle's?
That's because Daigle drunkenly feels shitty for the misdeeds he does. You stupid motherfucker! You stole from your friends. Take this, and you just shit in your own stuff. You just bathing at night.
Punishing
It's
yourself.
getting pennies. Yeah. Penance.
Yeah, your penance is
well,
stool.
I think the reason why it rolls out Daigle is I guess during when he was in the infirmary it still happened. I think.
Yeah, that's why it ruled it out for me.
So
Oh
So
yeah,
you
you,
can-
you ended up killing a whole guy over it.
I like 2 different ideas for this.
Yeah, defending himself over it. Oh, wait, maybe I was killing a guy over it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he did.
I like
he was
two
the
ideas.
aggressor.
I like 2 ideas for this. That we will never find out who the Boo Boo Bandit is, and or that it's been Lone Star the whole time, just fucking coming into a human form and he's tired of our bullshit.
He's like, I know, everyone knows that my shits are timeless, but I'll just mortalize these shits really quick though to
It's
fuck
like
with
I
their
had
heads.
to cast myself in a human form, so my feces would remain the same. I'm gonna be real. I work in mysterious ways, and shitting in your belongings was the only way to guide you on the path to me.
He's like, yeah, he was like, we're all mortal here. Being mortal, well, we age. But this joke is timeless.
Oh, dude, this is, thinking of that, like the pathway between you and the tower is like paved with fucking little hard turds, dude. Like, it kind of made me remember how you guys like fought off those bandits on the road to Stovehurst, and then
hell
you
yeah.
fucking you acid blooded that one guy's eyes, and then sent him off blind into the woods.
Yeah, he's
brought
probably
him,
gonna
Like,
die.
just turned him away, fucking newly blind in the world, and told
there's
him all
the
this
worst
shit
death.
about the slop tops.
You
had to
brought
get
him
our
up
name out
later
there.
too. I forget where, but
Oh,
you brought
yeah,
up
no,
the
they,
Blind Bandit later.
Yeah, they got brought up. Somebody, who was it? They said there was. We've heard rumors of the Slop Tops. They used some kind of something like that was like demonic or divine shit caused somebody to go blind. I forget what it was too, but it made it seem like it was crazier than what actually. Well, not as crazy as a guy who's running around with poison in his blood.
I don't think we clarified. So can Wilton control Daigle's body, or is it just like facial movements?
You're gonna have to find out next season.
Okay.
But
'Cause-
what I'm gonna say
'cause-
right now is that there's 2 dudes in one head.
Okay, 'cause
Dude,
if you're-
in the body.
If you were able to answer that, then we would be able to scratch out Wilton as the poop bandit if it happens again.
If it happens again.
But if
Oh,
not,
man,
like if he
it's
tries to
gonna be
hide that he
crazy.
can control the body, then it can still be him.
I like how John Gilmore was like, hold on, I need to investigate whose asshole is shittier.
Yes.
Of all the people, yeah, fucking John Gilmore calling
Let me
these
see
asses
those.
out.
Let me see those beehole boys.
Literally.
You guys just need to have a
I just want. I
list.
don't know if we brought this up, but I got a real. I feel like we've talked about this. I got a real Lieutenant Surge gym, like gym fucking place when we went into the Lonely Tower. All the computers and shit and the wires. Reminds you of like
Oh yeah.
the Thunder Gym. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you bringing that up, dude. That actually, yeah, that's pretty
I feel
good
like-
for that.
Yeah. I feel like
If it was in like fucking 8-bit or 16-bit or some shit like that, if it was like old fucking sprites and shit, dude, that's what it would basically look like in there.
Dude, I
Also,
hope
the question-
Wilton gets his body back because I really enjoyed playing with Bullseye for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey kid, I know you came here for a Pokemon battle, but guess what? I hit a bunch of shit in these trash cans, so deal with that.
In these trash cans, if we switch them, we might be able to get out of this tower, guys. I can't believe you guys didn't look into trash cans.
Then watch out, because between them trash cans, I hit a few fat guys that really want to play with you.
There's a couple syringes in there too. Be careful.
That's what they call the leftovers in Pokemon. It's syringes with drugs in it. You gave
So-
leftovers. You're right. You.
Leave it to the American guy that not use sanitizer.
So Casey,
You got,
Oh, do you think that was a fucking subliminal
Got a question.
message? Americans, they're fucking
Dirty.
are dirty fuckers, and they don't. Yeah, they're trash.
Maybe it was.
dude, you
Because
wanna
they
know
call
what I'm-
them, what do they call them? The Lightning American Lieutenant Surge or something like that?
Some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to know you guys' favorite part about the last episode.
Well, Kenny was gonna ask a question.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask what was going through your head when you chose to go into Daigle's body over anyone else when he's like died about 3 or 4 times. Like,
He's the only
question.
one who offered it up. Everybody said no.
well, but Nate did also say
Point too.
Nate also said
Edgar
you'd be
said
like
yes.
soul bonded
Yeah, I
to
said
where.
yes.
Yeah.
Daigle says he keeps his friends close, but his enemies closer.
Hey, there you go.
It seems more like a story-driven narrative to me. It sounds better with the guy that barely talks going with the guy that always talks in one fucking body.
It works
That's-
out, man.
Yeah, it balances.
I feel
itself
like
out. You got range and close up,
That's
quiet
true.
and loud. Yeah, which actually is a cool thing too because he's quiet and far away, whereas Daigle's loud and up front. I don't know. It just it goes
Maybe
really.
it'll work better. The
I
dynamics of
also,
it.
I also think Wilton just didn't want to have a 16-year-old boy's dick.
That would make sense. That's fair.
Hey, I
That's-
didn't know
that's
it
fair.
Went to the
Okay,
35-year-old.
It's not
never
small.
never
It's
put that
called
into perspective before.
It's called TB. All right, it's not small. I just want to
So
know
you-
one thing. What was Dungeon Daddy's choice of making God have the same name as a homosexual cowboy?
It's also the name of a Texas beer, man. So you
Oh, okay. Why
That's
don't
what
you
I thought of when I heard it. Was
pick what you want.
Does he have a cousin named Naturalize? This is my god cousin Naturalize. I'm just playing.
Did you
his
guys
name is
listen to
Natty?
that last episode at
He
all?
does have an avatar named
Yeah.
High Life.
What'd you think of the voice of Lone Star?
Oh, that was
That was
fucking
cool.
fire.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I liked how, like, even when
It
Nate,
sounded cool. I liked
when
it
Nate was
too.
actually talking, like
That
when he
shit
was
was-
explaining stuff as the DM, and then you switched it back over to the God voice when he started doing it. I was like, oh, that's dope.
I added like
Yeah.
a good like 30 minutes of work just doing that because I kept having to cut Nate's track. I actually split his shit into 2 different tracks, one edited, one not. I just kept moving them up and down for whenever whoever was talking.
That
Oh,
was
so
a
you
smart
guys didn't
choice though.
you guys didn't do
Split
that
like-
in
Yeah,
game,
that's-
like
yeah.
in.
Yeah, I liked it too.
No, I did that post.
Oh, that was badass then. Yeah, no, I thought you guys planned on that and.
No,
was
no,
part of
I was just sitting there. I was just sitting there, and I was like, you know what? This would be cool. Do some reverb on, do some chorus on, fucking compress
Well,
the
it's-
shit
it-
out of it.
It made it seem like you guys were purposely doing it because at one point Nate stops and like clears his throat and then he goes into like the God voice. So it made it sound like he was purposely switching over the voice.
I enjoy that. That is a very good comical like fucking thing to put in. Ooh.
He flips through the pages and then he says,
he's the fucking
2,500 years.
He's the Wizard of Oz. He's behind the fucking curtain. He's like, and then right into the microphone.
And then it cuts right into it. That shit was fire.
Don't mind the guy behind the curtain.
I was really enjoying that episode, which I didn't think I was going to enjoy listening to that one because when I was playing it, it was just like, there's a lot of climbing in this.
Hey, there was a gorilla, man. I enjoyed
that.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Daigle writing a story for him was my favorite part of that.
I was gonna say my favorte part was probably just Donkey Kong in general.
Wait, what was your favorite part, Kenny?
Just Donkey Kong in general. The monkey guy.
Donkey Kong.
Oh man! So I need to eat the gold.
He was shitting gold. So, like you guys, I'm curious if you guys could have had the option to ask to bring him with you, because like you guys just left him there in the tower. He's slowly going crazy, eating gold.
He didn't like even being near the veil.
Well, yeah, but you never know. You could have asked to have to go back and grab him or something. Like,
I mean,
you never know.
We're the dumbasses that poked our heads in there. We're just like, fuck yeah, there's an into the sky up here. Let's go. Because, like, realistically, I'm just saying, in real life, if I seen that shit, I'm probably gonna climb back down.
That's a funny question, but I think that there may have been a possibility. I don't know.
That or just got Daigle to be like, dude, don't be a pussy, come with us.
You won't.
Well, we left guys all in the tower too. After we put the seed in, we were supposed to come. We're supposed to go with us.
We were supposed to turn on the power, and I don't even know if we did that.
If you guys,
they're dead now.
If you guys remember, we left with the intention of resetting the world. So in the end, we're still the good guys if we succeed.
In the end, you will, if you succeed, turn the lights back on.
But everybody's getting this happy ending. We're bringing back all these people. Lives are better. And then all that happens in the towers, their light goes back on.
It'd be so funny to just cut to like an animated epilogue. Like if we did a video of it and it's like a panning of the lab and it shows a bunch of skeletons and then just the light comes on.
And also, I gotta be real. We should. This isn't D&D. This is ADDND, and chances are we're gonna get sidetracked, and we might not even complete this fucking task. We just go on a different fucking rampage.
You guys are gonna get the strongest weapons. Just go around killing people, catching fires.
Chances are we're gonna meet. We're gonna meet the polar opposite of Lone Star, who's a Minnesotan devil named Beelzebub. And we're just gonna fucking hang out with this guy, and he's gonna be like, "No, dude, fuck that. Use all the artifacts. Let's plunge this world into more chaos." And we'll be like, "Well, fuck it. You gonna give us fucking weapons, dude? You guys ask that all the time. Yeah, here you go. Fuck yeah, finally."
I forget who said it, but someone did, and they said it'd be funny if, like, with the time travel stuff, if it ended up that Edgar was actually
I said
the person who starts Severin.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, I thought that as well.
Severin.
With all the I was like, how funny would it be if we end up going in the past and then Edgar just does a whole fucking 360 or 180 or whatever the fuck you want to call it and just becomes fucking the Stain of Severin.
Bro, don't spoil season 3.
But you guys are like on a journey to reset the timeline, but the Lonely Tower is kind of
a standstill,
a dead space. Yeah, there's like no time.
That's what I was.
So you don't know if they'll reset or if they'll stay in there. So you're just gonna leave them in there with no lights, alone.
This became a question inside the group chat about the size of the birds, all this stuff. And I was like, I just imagine it's like some weird Willy Wonka type shit. Like things are just getting distorted and
I was
weird
hoping they
for
stayed
no
that way.
reason.
Oh yeah, while I was editing, I asked what the chances of us that we shrank. And
yeah,
we didn't go. The birds didn't grow. We shrank.
Oh, it's like an Alice in Wonderland thing.
But my bird had extra legs though.
We ended up taking the whatchamacallit, that what's the drug that Malfora? We all took Malfora. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
we're actually all just salivating inside the bottom of that fucking place where the skeletons were. They never came to life. None of that shit happened. They just left
You're
us.
just
in
gonna
that fucking
you're just gonna
cave.
wake up. You're just gonna wake up in a crack house next to that trainer from Stover's.
In the middle,
But
in the
you
middle.
help me get stuff for whatever, darling, honey. You're not an alchemist. You're a drug addict.
In the middle of this fight, Casey's just like, I take Malfora.
Yeah,
I'm popping in my mouth.
I love that when we did that, fucking DM goes, wait, what? Really?
Yeah, dude, and fuck Wilton, because Wilton and Edgar were supposed to do that shit together. They're supposed to be
When did you guys do?
So
The
when we were
bro
doing
code.
the battle when we were fighting all those pigmen blocking the gate or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I took them out for the night of
Take them out for it.
Dude, how funny would it have been if that blast from the heavens, all this epic shit, we're thinking it's all going on, but it's really in Wilton's head, and he's just going like this, raising his arms to the heavens, and he's just high as fuck, and it's like, what are you doing? And Edgar's just getting ripped apart. Ah! I'm saving you guys, man.
the battle over. He's like, thank God I was there to save you, huh?
I don't
And then
know.
finally, when you come down, you're like, "Who's this guy?" And we got there's just some random guy on the team instead of Edgar. It's like Edgar died. We picked up one of the survivors from there who coincidentally knows alchemy as well. My name's Leonard.
So I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is earlier in the season, and I just
Real
want some
level-headed.
opinions on it. I don't know if we're gonna address it later, but because we're in a different timeline now, what do you guys think was going on with Nisby's secret plan or whatever the fuck was happening at Miser's? that
Oh, dude, he was
keeping
doing some
secret?
tree shit.
You think
I
so?
think Nisby and Daigle are
Doing
related.
some tree shit. Elaborate.
Okay, because we opened. Well, we didn't open the package, but that package that he had us deliver that we couldn't open, we didn't see what was inside there. Could have been a seed. He's gonna go plant his own little tree, and get his little tree powers.
Yeah. What did he call the project
Yes,
or whatever it was? Because he told someone not to speak of it, and we overheard it.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think of that? Are you trying to ask me that? No. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't remember what he called
I don't
what he
think it-
said about it.
I don't think it's tree related. I think it's related to Daigle's curse mark thing.
Oh
I
shit!
think everything's related
I think-
because he's a what he brought up about whatever seems like he was in direct relation to Daigle shit because what the old man told everybody
Nate-
orator or whatever he was.
Nate did tell Daigle
Historian.
that he's come across people with the mark before, so who knows? Nisby could have the mark.
Yeah, but
I think-
and
I think-
Nisby said yeah.
Yeah, I think either Nisby is at first I thought he might have been a bad guy back at Stover's. But I think he might just be trying to follow events, make sure things are happening naturally, so they can get done what they need to be done. So he's doing the evil things that need to be done in order for the greater good.
Evil
I
and
think it's
sexy.
I think it's like he has a bigger plan kind of thing.
What if Black Cap has the mark? Because Black Cap knew Hobart. He had trained
lives
with him at
forever.
least, and then he had a gun.
What if these are all series of dead ends and we don't know any of the answers to this shit? We
That's
just
what I
pick
call
one.
Black Cap.
Daigle, do you know how you got the mark, or have you just always had it?
So Daigle doesn't know.
I've had
He
this
actually
birthmark
first
since the day I
became
was born.
He's aware of the birthmark, but he never knew it affected him or anything. He just started feeling the feelings of it during danger. So pretty much when he started the adventure with everyone, and he didn't realize that was what was affecting him.
So
Well, I know
it's
Spider
Spider-Sense.
Early on, you fucking passed out and got hid in a bush.
It was a
Yeah.
If you
I wasn't
remember
sure
too,
had,
if you
any
if you remember,
background info.
Yeah,
if you remember too, some religious zealots killed all the people in Daigle's village when he was younger too.
yeah, yep, yeah.
I did not remember that.
And killed,
Yeah,
killed
and
his
that's why-
family.
and
That's why he
then-
hates religion now.
Yeah, and he vowed to eat sins for a living.
Yeah.
So shit,
With great
dog.
power comes great hustle. And
But yeah,
actually, if
Who knows,
anybody,
maybe that
nobody,
could be connected.
yeah, nobody knows this, but Dungeon Daddy actually fucking
Sure.
secretly told Daigle that
Here we go.
you're actually bit by Nisby at a young age, and now you got radioactive curse mark.
By a Nisby.
Bit by
Radioactive
Nisby.
Nisby.
A
Yeah,
naked
he
radioactive.
doesn't know it yet, but he's able to hide many things on his naked body.
Where did that come out?
Yeah, that's Nisby's secret power. He has a. He can reach into another realm, just pull shit out.
Can I just address?
Another realm.
The disappointment of the possible orgy that never happened?
Oh, dude, that was really.
I don't
close
think
to
it was
happening.
going to happen. You were just kind of pushing for it.
It didn't happen because you guys weren't being cool about it. And I'm just.
I thought there was going to be an orgy, but then there was when the people were coming out of the tree line. Then I thought they were going to attack us, and then
Okay, but
they
to
ended
be
up being
fair,
nice.
yeah, and to be fair, actually, and this is actual fucking basic normal shit people do in hot springs. They get naked in them, at least in Japanese animes. So I'm gonna base it off real life. I assume people do get
Well,
naked in hot
Nisby
springs.
was
don't they?
naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
He,
Well, I
he was
think a
only
lot of-
wearing when he stood up. He was only wearing a sword and a sword
I
belt.
think, yeah, and he may not have been the only. He may have not been
Like,
the only
in the
one, but I
water,
don't
that's
It was
know.
it was a sword belt thong, actually.
That would be terrible for the leather and iron.
But that
Yeah.
Surprisingly, doesn't chafe.
I didn't take that into consideration when fucking because Edgar's never seen a hot spring. He doesn't know how whatever. All he's seen was naked people. He's like, oh hell yeah.
Unless this is a very special hot spring and it is just like bubbling lube. So it's really good for the sword and leather.
Man, this motherfucking man, this hot spring was off the hook. Man, this hot spring was hotter than spring break. Shit.
I really hope that if Daigle dies, God forbid, the next character has Ice-T's accent. Man, you guys want to get into some shit or what? I got detective skills. I know exactly what happened down here. What's your name? My name's Cold Terrence, but everybody calls me Ice-T.
He's gonna have the detective skills
I'm cold
as
as a
Wilton.
motherfucker.
He's gonna have as much detective skills as Wilton did when he went into your what was it? Your aunt's house.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
my
Wilton rolled like a one, and he's like,
episode,
"Where
second.
am I?" It's like, "Where
Every
am I?"
time he's gonna have investigation bonuses. Like he's gonna have perception bonuses, like investigation, all this stuff. And every time we're looking for something, there's gonna be semen on the scene. You know they went that way.
Even when he
Man,
can't see it, he can smell it.
Where'd that lichen go? It's right there. There's some lichen tracks. You can see the semen in the paw prints.
In the front. Man, look like the suspect got impaled. What do you mean?
Perpetrator.
What do you mean? I don't see any sort of severance. Man, I'm talking about his intestines. And then pulls down the underwear.
Oh my god.
All right.
That's a wrecked rectum if I've ever seen one.
So let's get some questions from the audience. What do you think, Tang? What are your questions you have for Dungeon Daddy and the cast?
I guess one of them would be like, okay, so it's Wilton and Daigle that are basically infused right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they always have a threesome.
Okay, nice. That's you answered it right there. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Bucket list.
Due to some
Hello.
tender
So-
moments in their youth, they are now fused together.
So, does Wilton still like have his like visions and stuff? And if he does Daigle see him too now or something?
That's a pretty good question. Okay, so actually, I think Lone Star might have answered this. I
think he
can't remember.
said-
This came up before though about like basically like how Wilton is connected to the tree, you know, and it's kind of like through his body.
Yeah, because I thought you said his ties were severed, but I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
'cause
yeah.
his body was bound to the tree in this very special way, and so now I guess we could expect him to not have those visions. If I feel like it's maybe saying too much, but probably not.
Well, you also said, because I believe we asked if his eyes were purple again, and you said no.
But he ain't
because
got no
longer
eyes.
Well, when he talks, his eyes change
Daigle's
colors.
eyes?
We were
Daigle's
toying
eyes
with-
change to the colors of Wilton's when Wilton talks.
No, I
Yeah,
think in the episode
something
you
like
said
that.
I lose all the power too, so I just
Yeah.
assumed I didn't have any of that shit anyway.
We were actually toying.
Used
We
the
were
Daigle.
I like that though about his eyes changing color.
we were toying with that idea in the group chat about every time you'd be able to tell when Wilton was in charge because
Has
their
control.
eyes would switch over. I guess.
Yeah.
So
I
does
guess
that also
that's
mean
the
like if
Tricky
if
situation.
Dago was to lie, Wilton can tell when he's lying right away?
Oh, for sure. I feel like
Oh
it.
shit.
Yeah, they all.
I don't know.
Session.
Like if someone brought up like the silver bar,
That's a
and
good
then like
question.
Dago's like, "What? No, dude, I gave it away." And then all
Silver
and then all of a
bars.
sudden he's like, "Wait a minute, like I can tell you're lying, dude."
I can
Oh,
just
wait.
imagine just like Wilton's chilling in there with Daigle's memories, and he's just like, that motherfucker.
He's like
Knowing the
walking
whole
through his
story now.
brain and just seeing different memories pass by. Like this motherfucker gave away my shit.
They also the silver bar. That shit was hella funny when we were asking Daigle about it, and we rolled for it. And, Daigle ended up rolling high, and Wilton ended up rolling low. And Nate's like, he's like, yeah, he's being really convincing right now. I was like,
The
man,
convincing part was the funniest.
Man, this guy's a nice guy, man.
How crazy? How crazy
This
would
was
it
so
be?
funny. It was.
How crazy would it be if actually now Wilton can see into the fourth dimension, and what the fourth dimension in this world is all of us rolling on dice with friends. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these guys? You're seeing into the fourth dimension. This is the will beyond your understanding. Okay, I get it, but why does it say Dallas Dice Roller? He forgot to change his name, and then you get sucked back into your own world again.
I have these weird dreams every night.
Also, Nate, I appreciate that you have Russell Crowe on your shirt.
What? Oh.
If it is the future, you should have his ability not throwing pocket sand. If Russell Crowe, you should have him throwing cell phones at people. Because that's what Russell Crowe did. Russell Crowe
Some
got
expensive shit, man.
yeah, you got to charge for throwing a cell phone at somebody. Like
I
an
don't think we're
aggravated
going
assault.
super far into the future, though.
Okay.
I think it.
Why not?
This is far enough in the future where Russell Crowe did Gladiator, not Russell Crowe where he's fat.
I still thought it was really funny
ate
how
the gladiator.
I
how
think
Dago was like
Before he ate
panicking
Gladiator.
over a clicking noise of the revolver, and everybody kind of just laughed at him.
I know. He's pointing the gun back at himself.
Wait, I'm sorry, I just gotta go back to this real quick.
Dang. And Matthew didn't realize that at the time, improvisational, that Matthew was like, and all you guys knew that there was no ammo, but Matthew for some reason knew thought there was ammo.
There you go. There you go.
That shit was so funny.
Yeah, all I remember was I heard I heard Wilton or Edgar snickering in the background when he was freaking out with that gunplay.
I think this must have got cut out, but during that scene, I'm pretty sure it was that scene, it fucking went into a full-on actual gun conversation. I don't know if that got left in.
it got cut out.
Because yeah,
Okay, yeah,
because
yeah. I was gonna say I don't remember that conversation. at all.
Matthew went from Daigle, the fucking character, to Matthew, the gun expert, and start going on about how guns do this and that, the weight and everything, and then that turned.
Yeah,
into
we were talking the difference between single action and
yeah.
double action. And
Yeah,
I kind of figured because like I felt like it was leading up to where he was gonna start talking about it, and then I don't know, and then it just like the conversation kind of just like went blank right there.
I just want to circle back to the Russell Crowe thing. We're probably in a timeline where Russell Crowe did Gladiator, not when he became Russell Crowe, because his belly grew a lot. There we go. Sorry, I had to go back. I had it in my head.
So this is a question for Dungeon Daddy.
Russell Crowe.
This is a question for Dungeon Daddy. Is that
Russell
it
bloat.
was
bloat.
I don't
Come on.
Okay.
it was implied. I don't know if it was implied or
Gross.
accidental or I don't know. Dungeon Master is a hard fucking title to hold. That shit's fucking
Well, that's not the title he
amazing.
holds. He holds Dungeon Daddy. Please respect.
Yeah,
the
I know.
title.
He also holds
No
a WWF champion belt, but we don't talk about that.
But
He's
anyway,
Vince McMahon before the sex charges.
so we're the four-legged birds.
And then raped him and got some sex charges, so he's better.
Okay. Vince Vince McMahon. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, you explain the joke. Go ahead.
Okay,
well,
Vince McMahon got in trouble for some sexual allegation charges, so he's no longer running shit. People are questioning whether or not WrestleMania is going to be good this year because he comes up with the stories. So that Dungeon Daddy is a Vince McMahon before he got the sex charges, and then Matthew said that but then he raped Vince McMahon and got the sex charges, so that makes him. All right. Now that that's all been sorted out, let's give it.
So this is a part I was confused about in the last episode. Were the four-legged birds the futuristic versions of, because they ate the eyeball that Wilton had and handed out, and then they rode him. Was that his birds or not? Because it's kind of implied, but not at the same time.
Well, so what I'll say is that
Oh shit.
things in the tower, especially in that like part of the tower that you guys were in, aren't
Where you can-
necessarily exactly, the way they are before they enter. So like you guys, it was a little bit different for you guys, but those things, because they entered that space, just like the monkey man kind of like took a different shape in that realm there. So it was your birds. I can say that for sure.
Well, it was Wilton's birds. But what I want, I'm also asking, how did the motherfucking skeleton catch the fish? He's just like, oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. Where did that fish come from?
I'll just do the
Where did that
thumbs up.
fish come from? So is
Never
this
mind
some-
the skeleton and the fish. What about the skeleton that said Dale's name and he fucking threw him down?
Yeah, you killed that skeleton. That was fucked up. Well, the skeleton also said, "Good to see you again." So the skeleton knew him.
Dude.
If a
That's the
skeleton
proper way
with
to-
no, if a skeleton with no voice box talks to you, you're gonna kick it.
You got it, dude. You fucking got it.
And Daigle kept saying that, like, oh, they don't have ears or whatever.
That was so funny.
Dude, this shit's hella funny.
But Wilton was also like just trying to get his bone buddies back.
My bone bros.
I just want to say that
Well,
John is
well,
very
well, and
against
skeletons,
the
man,
bones,
I swear.
the skeleton people. John is very against that.
Dude, that whole skeleton like side thing is kind of interesting, like the way that it fizzled, because there was a whole thing for that too. Like that would have taken the entire adventure in a different direction if it would have been followed.
I
early.
know
was gonna-
storyboarding must be crazy.
Early on, I
Yeah.
was going I was gonna read the papers that Wilton had stolen. I completely forgot about them when we got to Misers, because it was like, oh cool, I got a new class and shit.
Yeah,
I still have those papers. They're in
Hey.
the trunk.
They're in the trunk.
if
You
they're
don't
still
have
there.
them.
I don't have shit.
You have your.
Yeah, we'll say that, like, I mean, your gear could have came with. There's no reason why, like,
Fuckstick.
because your body was there with your gear and shit like that. So there's no reason why Lone Star would just be like, oh, well, I guess he left this shit here.
Not to mention,
We'll get
Daigle
it back in a
actually,
millennia.
Can I
Daigle
get my
actually
gear
needs
back
a
once I
shirt.
get a body? Like he gifts it to me or some shit?
Well, it's just with your friends.
I would just like to point out that
we can just
since
huck it around. for you.
since we fought the cannibals, Daigle's been bare chested this entire time. The acid ate his shirt away.
Oh, did it?
Oh,
Oh, did he have armor on?
convenient.
Wait, in the armor?
How convenient.
Yeah,
He just puts
It's
on
weird.
Wilton's shirt.
It said that your shirt was eaten away by the acid.
It's weird
There's
that
a
he'd
holy-
be bare. It's weird that he'd be bare chested and not bird chested. And that's his bird or his animal of choice.
I was
I
talking
want to
about
hear.
Daigle.
Let's hear more from the guests of this episode. Let's
Yes.
hear from Kenny. Kenny, do you have any other questions or to Langatha?
So throughout the season, what was your guys' like favorite moments?
Ooh.
Oh,
let's go
Joseph
one by one.
shitting. I'll first episode.
Kick it off.
Is it Joseph shitting in the line for the gold, and then he like literally that's what broke me up in fucking tears. Was
Character
he
development.
what?
Learn what bathrooms were.
I take a shit for a distraction. I use the guy's handkerchief.
Beer
I wipe
shit.
it. I put it back in his pocket, and then I tap it.
Thanks, buddy.
That's like a Bugs
I can't
Bunny
believe that
moment
heist
if
worked.
Bugs Bunny was more adult.
Yeah,
And
dude,
I wanna
the
get
funniest
back to
moment for me was when Dago was switching between his freaking accent and stuff when he's fucking up.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
the shitting thing when he was yelling and everyone's like, "What the hell? Like, shut the fuck up!"
Listen
and then
here, motherfucker.
and then he's just like, "Throw that fucking sand, man." And then Wilton wasn't even like near anybody when he threw the sand, and he just tossed it. And everyone's just like, "What the fuck?"
In Daigle's face too.
Yeah, and Dago's face, and then he just like starts screaming. Everyone's like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Daigle was faking his knee injury.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
my
was one of my
fucking knee.
favorite parts.
He rolled low. Kenny, what about you?
So how likely is it that that Wilton gets thrown into like a woman's body, and then one of you guys end up fucking him?
100%. The fucking part, 100%.
Kenny doesn't want to talk about his favorite moment of this season. He wants to talk about his favorite moment of next season.
What he's hoping for.
Fan fiction.
Oh my god, that'll be fucking hilarious. Because I remember when we did that part where Edgar seduced the shopkeeper. Fucking Nate went, dude, come on, man.
Oh my god.
Why are you making me do
and
that?
You really didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And as I told Nate too, I told him, dude, I'm gonna keep kissing people until you start feeling comfortable kissing my underage hypothetical or fictional character.
Be a Dalai Lama for once, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just suck it.
Exactly. Mr. Tongue Twister over here.
Do you have to cut that? 'Cause that's a
And
good joke.
actually, no, dude, keep it in. Fuck it, dude. The fucking Dalai Lama did it, not us.
He did it. We didn't do it.
What was your favorite moment, Edgar?
I wanted to hear what
Calico
Kenny's
Joe.
actual favorite
Oh yeah,
moment was.
Kenny.
Yeah,
Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Oh, back to Kenny's thing. Actually, we're gonna be creating a book, and it's a fanfic series of what ifs, like Marvel's set.
Oh.
And this one is actually called "What If Wilton Took a Female's Body." Q2 Edgar and Wilma fucking.
So you say this, and it's not going to get cut out. So if it's not a real thing, then I'm going to be very
I
upset,
will
and I
start
will
writing
sue.
the book. I will start writing the short story tonight.
No. So
not leave out
okay.
the nasty details either. He was used to
All right.
having a penis, but he never felt the embrace of a man.
Well, it's so bad because he had the biggest dick apparently from the last episode commentary.
Fred, my inverted penis, Wilton said, as Edgar
Oh my
slowly
god.
as Edgar
One-
slowly
One of my
entered.
other
You're gonna be jacking off the
favorite
whole time.
parts of the season is probably when you guys all synchronized and kill that giant snake. I think I like that more than the Battle of Stovehurst in a way.
Did you not like when we synchronized on that giant? It was kind of all over the place. The robot.
The snake.
Oh.
When did we kill the snake?
What wasn't it like a giant snake or something that you
I
guys
think
like?
he's
Yeah,
talking about
swamp.
Zimbabwe.
That's the
Talking about
first
Zimbabwe.
boss. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, where you guys
That's
are
the
There was
killing.
a giant snake that Dago
Where you guys
killed,
are
but
saving John.
they all
Yeah,
fought
we
together
killed a
against that
giant-
one giant.
Yeah, we the giant snake. I saw venom from it. I actually, and this is actually something that was
Seems to
supposed
You
to
have so
Hard,
many
right?
cool tools, Edgar.
Yeah, so and I never got to use this, but I actually planned, and I fucking forgot all about it when we were evacuating people from Stovehurst. My intentions were to go into Severin, convince them I was a member, and pour that snake venom into their food.
Yep.
That was my intention, was to
I
watch
remember
them
you
all
talking
fucking
about that.
yeah, to watch them all fucking die from it. But that's not gonna happen
Oh
now.
my god,
So
dude!
that would
I
have been
was
fucking-
I
He
was
was
gonna
waiting for
mass
that
murder
crazy shit.
He was gonna mass murder an entire fucking religious sect.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna do. Like
A
at least
fucked
one of
up
their houses of
religion.
worship, and there might
That's the
still be a
Kool-Aid.
chance for that. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
exactly
give
what
the
I'm doing.
Kool-Aid.
Hold on.
Literally.
I was gonna be like, I was gonna convince him that I was actually a chef for a small division out in that was being created out in Gilmore's Keep before the whatever. Then I was gonna flash my fucking pendant. They were gonna, hopefully I could convince them to let me work in the kitchen, and then that's when I was gonna let it happen. I was hoping I was gonna have somebody go with me and then stop them from eating. It's like, not yet. And then I sit back and enjoy everybody fall over. But we never got to that point because I helped evacuate stuff, forgot all about Severin, and then Nate even said, I'm surprised you didn't, in one of these after shows, I'm surprised you didn't do anything with Severin. I was like, son of a bitch, because that was my plan.
Quick question:
And-
Did you ever use the filthy river water?
What?
Who?
Well,
Yeah.
when did he
Which
get
river?
it?
Edgar got the filthy river water. He's all, I'm gonna call this
Oh, fuck.
filthy river water. He obtained it from the creek when you guys escaped or like ran away or whatever from
I must have never,
Gilmore's.
I must have, I
Oh,
either
that never got
wrote it
brought
down-
up again.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. There was like that nasty pond near where they
He's
like
all-
camped.
And then Chelsea was like, "Well, I guess I obtained
news
some
house.
filthy river water."
Yeah,
I must have never wrote it down or never transferred it over in my
he
notes.
never
could've just-
shared it. Is what he
You
did.
have 16 ounces of filthy river water that has been fermenting for a year, and now you're
No,
getting
he-
thrown into the future. So
I guess we're just gonna assume that I no longer have it because I mean, with that time skip of our training, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
assume that it.
You now have a clump of algae in a leather sack.
I was just saying, every
A
day,
clump of algae. No.
every day
That's
he takes a
called dick
small lick
peas.
of it to get an immunity
Yeah.
to the river water.
Hey, I have a
Gets
I
me
have
all
a
weird.
future question actually. How rare is fucking dusted up red elk fucking hoof in the future? Because
Dude,
that's a bitch to get a hold
oh,
of.
dude.
Nobody tried to hunt red elks when you guys were in the swamps. They passed through there. I mentioned that.
Shit.
But yeah, there were red elks there. That lady that you talked to, there was a language barrier.
Deleted.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. But, yeah.
that shit got deleted, didn't it? Because I was
Yeah.
a part of because what I said to that lady, which was funny, because it's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, yeah, it costs whatever. It's rare, whatever. And I was like, so why do you have it?
That's like
There's
the only,
smart
that's
ass
the only
shit.
shit part about doing the D&D is it's
yeah.
spontaneous. So when we lose something, it's gone.
It's
Yeah,
improv.
but we can't
Yeah.
reenact it. If this ever kicked off into something, and let's say we get the same thing Vox Machina got, which we probably won't. Okay, that's fucked up to say. I'm not doubting our skills here. I'm just saying, I'm a pessimist.
Well, they're historical. That's like the first time that's actually ever happened. in D&D.
Yeah, critical role, but that's opening up the gate to probably, hopefully, a lot. So maybe we could get lucky. But if that ever happened, we can script that out. We can fucking script that episode out because we'd have to re-script everything.
Yeah.
We'd have to listen to episodes,
So-
pick up
That would
stutters
just have
and-
multiple recordings.
We would just
Like,
do
each
a
person
new
record.
fucking high fidelity campaign, bro. There's no going
yeah.
back.
There's no going back because this
There's
is raw
season
and
one.
uncut, just like my dick.
Yeah, and I will say in this episode that I intend this to be just 2 seasons for this run.
Hell yeah.
Wait, no, maybe
yeah.
that shouldn't
No,
be in the
this-
episode. Maybe we shouldn't
Well,
say that.
well,
but
okay. Give me time, fellas. Give me time.
It's not the end. It's not the end of the D&D stuff. It's just the end of this campaign, right?
yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
Yeah, you gotta start
Um,
your last Supper season going on.
Yeah,
How
it's
many
gonna be
episodes the
Mike-
second season's gonna be?
Yeah, the second
Oh.
season is gonna be. I think this season was 25, right?
Yeah.
I think the
So-
next season is gonna be at least 20 episodes.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
2 because a
Bi-weekly.
meteor
Yeah,
hits
we
and
don't
kills
know when we're
everyone.
starting
Here's the
because
thing is,
Nate-
if
Bi-weekly, you said?
if it would have turned out how Nate wanted it, this season probably would have been 12 episodes. Because every time he was just
it
like,
would have been
yeah.
significantly shorter.
Early on,
but,
he was just like, "Well, I expected you
but it
guys to
shouldn't
get
have been.
here," and it's like that took us 3 episodes to do it
We
instead
did.
of 1.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
That's how
like
actually,
Yeah,
and fun fact, in
exactly.
this last episode, we kind of we all like jointly kind of pulled back dialogue a little of our runoff dialogue so we can get to the point so we can make a season finale. Like we didn't hold like punches, but we stopped all of our bullshit. We lessened our bullshit. We filtered it a little bit so we can get through because the episode before the last was supposed to be the finale and it didn't pan out that way. So we had to we kind of pulled a little bit and we kept it more narrative without fucking delving into a bunch of nonsense as much nonsense.
Oh yeah. I'd like. What was your initial plan? Because you were originally going. We were originally going to leave it off on the cliffhanger of us waking up in the room with the chains. Was it always going to turn into that climb, or did you have something else planned?
Oh, so
Nasty Nate.
the climb was definitely gonna happen, but what was it? The episode that got split. The episode I didn't expect to get split into two is the episode where you guys first got into the building. So
Yeah,
I thought you guys would come into the building and get through all the stuff that had to do with like Corvo, Meridia, Levant, the old man like history, the lore keeper or whatever.
Yeah.
And then get through the robots and then go to that room. I thought that would all be one episode, and then the next episode you would do the rest of the tower.
It was funny because like that whole section actually got split into like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah,
Because
but it was
we were
cool
doing
though. 'Cause I actually
we were
liked the
doing really
location
long
you guys
ones
were
to
in,
where like
and
the
how you
recordings
guys-
were 4 hours long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, champ. Shout
I
out
like
to
what you guys
Mike,
did there.
man. Shout out to fucking
Thank you.
Mike, man. Because dude, the last 4 episodes, I kept thinking were the final episodes. I was like,
Well, yeah, because you guys said it was the final episode, and then
well,
there was
every
like
time
4
you said that,
episodes
I
after.
kept it in.
like-
Every time you said
thought that was
season
hella
finale, I
funny.
said, wait, it might turn into more based on editing. I always chimed in. I was
What are
like,
we,
don't
Attack
know
on
that
Titans?
Yet. We don't know that yet.
Joseph, what are we,
Yeah.
Attack on Titans?
Wait, what happened? Oh, that's
This episode's
How
gonna
long
be the
it
final
lasts?
one. Don't worry, this
Oh,
episode's gonna be the final one.
yeah, because
this
the
one's gonna be the
fucking
final.
because the fucking season, because the last season of Attack on Titan,
dang. All right,
it's gonna
all
be
right.
like 4 fucking parts. I appreciate all the anime references because that's actually that's a
don't.
compliment.
No.
I know Mike doesn't. Mike hates anime and loves Harry Potter.
Yeah, I do.
I love anime and Harry Potter.
I'm just kidding. Nate, you're the one that
But-
fucking opened that curtain of the Voldemort and Voldemort to me, and I was like, "What the fuck is scary about Voldemort?" Sorry.
This is why I wish I had anchovies on the podcast. I won't
my
say his name,
pizza.
but I won't say his name is because like what would be a good ass twist? What would be a good implementation for the podcast?
I want to know.
You motherfucker!
That Jagel actually becomes Lone Star.
Yeah, he's been Lone Star the whole time. Like, what's a good?
Well, he's not
fucking-
Lone Star yet. That's what he
Yeah,
becomes
yeah.
at some point.
Well, you guys already talked about it. That Joseph started his
Yeah,
character started the
Severin.
cult, and
No, dude, that's gonna have to be cut out. That's a story point. No, I'm just playing. We don't know where.
that's season
anything's
3. We
going
don't have to
either.
worry about it. Everyone will forget.
With how
that's the crazy
how
thing.
much we're possibly going to be able to fuck with time. There's so much cool shit we might be able to do. I mean,
Yeah, possibly.
my
We're
thought
not
was
doing
that
nothing
we're
at
the
all.
original priests that the religion's
Oh
based
yeah,
off of.
you're all the Severins or the
Belfort's.
The Saints, yeah.
Belforts.
So you guys are
Gilmore's.
trying to go back to the past, right? Or you guys just
Well,
gonna
we
keep
went to
going
the
forward?
we went to the
I
future. It's
think-
just the possibility
but-
of time travel has been open, so we could go.
Yeah, and
into-
also I thought that Lone Star said that each piece was in a different timeline, but maybe I'm wrong.
well, it's in the same place in every timeline.
oh,
It's
so
just-
yeah.
it's in every
That's
It's
why
time.
he
infinite.
sent us to a certain place in time where it'd be easier to
I
get
thought
to.
he was gonna make us travel. The only thing I remember was okay. I remember that part, and I remember him saying, "When we find a body, we'll know what to do for Wilton."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was terrible
You guys
instruction.
are like King the Conquerors or something.
Well, no, dude. We're naturally because we're actually in the past. It was a lie. We're gonna find when Abraham has to put his son on the rock and sacrifice him. We're gonna fucking sucker punch Abraham, and we're gonna take his son and give Wilton that body. and be
Yeah,
like,
we're
"Look,
gonna,
that
and we're
one
gonna
Lone Star."
we're gonna tell Abraham, you have better things to do, dude. Free the slaves.
Free the slaves. Don't be sacrificing children on rocks. And what the fuck's wrong with you? Why'd you pick this ragged ass rock?
But that's one of the the most like one of the strangest things is just like
Controversial.
The effects that these like objects could have on reality, just because like if they always exist in the same place throughout like all points in time, that just means that the actions and the people and the locations change around the object. Like it kind of like stays the same throughout. It's always the same age. It's always fucking in the same place. There's only one of them across many times.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay,
My thought of
this
it
is
was
the-
that it's an ever
like Chinese
existing
Odyssey.
thing, and that as
Yeah,
you
it is
touch
Chinese
it
Odyssey.
throws you into a predestined loop, and it's hard to break it.
I thought
That was my thought
from-
on it. So it's like no matter what, it's always in the same place throughout time. It's moving linear. That word that I'm trying to
Linearly,
say.
yeah,
Linearly.
To its
linear,
to its
whatever.
own existence, but its own existence is
It's
without.
timeless. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So it's
I
like no
thought-
matter what, this is always moving along in space, but not in time.
And I
kinda.
thought we got sent to the future specifically because it was the easiest time to obtain the first object at hand. Is what
That's
I
what he
was
said.
thinking.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that's why we got
No
sent
one,
there,
no one
so I
obtains
thought-
it right now, or it's a weaker person.
Yeah, it's at a
obtaining the
weaker
item,
point
so-
in the area. So I wondered if we were actually going to have to time travel to different locations or to
Yeah, that
different
shit was dope.
timelines.
Each
to
item.
get-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
by the way,
The
But my-
first
Are you gonna go
episode
what?
is
Are you
called
guys gonna be
the.
on?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well,
Maybe.
I gotta go in a minute too, though. So we should probably just like finish up, maybe.
Let's
Okay.
wrap it up.
yeah,
Um,
let's do it.
3 more minutes.
But yeah, there's a reason why this season's called like the fall of Medenvarde. The next season of Feast and Famine will have
Because it's
a
in
different
autumn?
title reflecting what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
so
own.
can I
my-
Called the
spit
time of
some
Medenvarde.
can I spit some analytics on behalf of a new Freeman?
Yes.
Okay, so
Hit it.
based
Bringing him
off the
back.
analytics, I didn't do money. I didn't do cash grabs. Who obtained the most gold? I didn't do who lost the most gold. Blah blah. I just did natural die rolls, and Daigle with the first 2 episodes has 99. Edgar has 73.
Eat my ass. Fuck you and your analytics. I'm sorry, I get a little hostile.
Yeah, Dako does get a lot of lucky ass rolls when he's lying his ass out.
he does.
Yeah.
He's a,
And
he's
we'll-
a serial liar.
He gets rolls in the count, but he's good. Like
What did Wilton get?
offensively, he
Wilton?
sucks.
Okay, this is perfect. Thank you, Nate Nasty, for bringing this up. Wilton got 83 in the first 2 episodes.
Why did you get the collab?
No, just wait.
He's had
The
it,
best
because
part,
he had it
Well,
too.
because fucking Casey controls the fucking noises.
yeah.
Do you
got
still have
pre-boarded.
Would've been a good
the
time
laugh?
for an
Because I thought that
oh.
was like the funniest thing.
Mike's laugh.
My
That's
laugh.
Mike's laugh.
That is how good. I know
It's
a joke's
Mike's
funny
laugh.
when Mike starts busting up laughing. That is the laugh track to me when Mike starts laughing.
All right, so you
Favorite
know
laugh in
who
the
got the highest roll? Obviously, you guys can assume. A new Freeman with 125.
Where was that 125 when he got his head caved in?
Right?
Yeah, see now that's dude. Those first
It was the Pigman's roll that got him.
yeah, exactly. That's the
There's no
fucked up
debating
part.
Wrong as hell,
Oh,
man.
he rolled it. He had hella good. He had pretty damn good stats. Best of all of our
Dude,
characters, I think, for combat, and he got the best rolls.
Yeah,
He,
I knew like
and the
when I was rolling for a new, I did not get under 11. I had a 16
Yeah.
strength, a 16
Get a solid
dex.
character, dude.
Nate,
My
can you
charisma
talk-
was 15. It was fucking. My intelligence was like
You
14
had to go.
and wisdom like 12, and
Yeah.
then my,
Nice,
my
huh?
constitution was 11.
Nate, can we just promise that if we do succeed, can we please have a new and John talk to each other and be like, your voice sounds familiar?
Yeah.
I feel like Anu's one
God.
of those characters that were just like you know, like it's always like every
Oh.
anime or some shit or video game. There's always
Tutorial.
a strong ass character, and
He's
then
a
like
tutorial
they always have
character.
to be the one that dies.
Yeah, he's a tutorial character.
Here's the thing, though.
Exactly.
is
He was
you
that
guys don't-
tutorial character. Exactly. And that's
Nah,
how
he was-
everybody else survived.
Here's the thing
He
you
was the
guys don't
original
know is
Stark.
Anu
He was the
wasn't
original
big.
Stark.
He was like 5'5". He was just built like Frank Gore. So
He's like Gimli, dude.
he was a fucking cannonball, is what he was.
He was from Game of Thrones, the original Stark, the dad, and then he dies at the very end of the season
Yeah.
when you're just
Oh,
like
I have
Exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He died in the, yeah.
Hold on, you guys are
Hold
gonna
on,
go back and reset time, and then John will no longer be part of it, and Anu will come back.
I like John now, though.
Hold on, I do have notes.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, that's too bad. No.
Okay, I do have notes on the analytics. It says Edgar hearts lilacs. Wilton owes Daigle 5 silver. Edgar had first roll ever. A new first character to combat. First to non-lethal knockout as well. And
That uppercut.
and Anu was the first one to have a nat 20.
First one to die too.
Yeah.
Yes. Hold on. I got
Strong, man.
episode 2 notes. Okay. Yeah, I could have done money spent and who obtained items, and I don't got time for that. Wilton now owes Daigle 2 silver because you guys couldn't figure it the fuck out on the second episode. It's like, how much silver do I owe you?
2.
And then Wilton first to take non-damage from Bartol because Wilton got punched in the face in episode 2.
Oh, dude, I found a
yeah.
perfect picture for a meme for actually to be posted, but I found it on the computer. I'm gonna have to find it on my phone so I can turn it into a meme pertaining to that. But Casey actually has a fucking little owing thing. A little
ledger?
Ledger?
Yeah, he has a little ledger of who owes him what. I owe him money from the race. He's got it all fucking written down on his fucking page, like note. He doesn't know what items he has, but he
Yeah.
knows who owes him what.
Fucking world, man.
Dude, you got
Dude,
to
but
track that shit.
respect for a new Freeman. Ironically, unfortunately, died, but had like fucking 40 plus rolls better than everybody else before he died because he was a monster.
Dude, he was, man.
Oh, dude,
When I rolled that character, I was like, fuck yeah.
my question to a different.
I felt safer. I felt like you guys were much safer when Anu was around.
For sure.
I hope they turn your corpse into a pig man.
Dude, Edgar
Oh,
definitely
God.
The
was.
hero.
Edgar definitely was because Anu saved Edgar, and that's why Edgar is the most tore up
yeah.
about it. And that's why Edgar is hell bent on saving him and his aunt. And by the way, this was a question I had for John. If we could reshape the world, if Lone Star gave us a choice, would John choose to have his parents become peasants rather than royalty, so they can learn how to truly love and respect people?
Oh,
What?
plot twist.
John would never want to take away what he thought was there.
You
John
rich
just wanted
1%
John
elitist.
just wanted to be able to live as his own person.
So he doesn't give a fuck about his parents?
No, he cares about them and he wants them to live a good life. It's just he wants to be able to be his own person and not be restricted by the thoughts that have been presented about him.
Well,
and
then
his
let
family.
me edit that question a little bit. Would you want them to be thrown from their power and live a good life, but not be fucking rich, powerful?
Again, no,
Or-
because that would be restricting them. They wanted that life. John just didn't. John wanted to be
Kind of
able to.
libertarian.
Yeah, John wanted to be able to live off of
sounds
his
like we
own
got a
merit, not his name,
Republican
is what it was.
I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah.
That's all it was. Is John wanted to be able to live off his own merit, not his.
Bro, is
yeah.
John alt-right or alt-milk, bro?
I just want to say because the Gilmores, everything went to like this whole, because I know Edgar went like the whole fucking this whole hierarchy like society. It's like people shit on the poor.
What-
And, like, Gilmore's Keep
Literally
was a prime
sometimes.
example.
Well,
Yeah,
the way I look at it is John was being put through all this stuff. He's being groomed for royalty or whatever. And like he could have had
Sounds
any
like
job.
Melissa.
Yeah. He could have had any job in the village that he wanted. You know, the family had probably had tried to get him jobs with noteworthy craftsmen and stuff like that. But when John went into the village to try to get a job, knowing that he wanted to get one, he just went to the butcher, the one that hired him, just not
So
because of his name.
They
That's
just want to
how
get
I
fuck
look at
animals.
John's more on like the selfish end, where he's not for the greater good, just for his own needs. Like, I guess in a
As
way,
far as
all-
John,
all
as
of
far
our
as John
characters are
knows,
like that.
as far as John knows, he doesn't know if someone could rule Gilmore's better. He just knew that wasn't for him.
Yeah, I would say demolish all of Gilmore's in general, or the whole type of society that like was going on, because that's why it
You're
fell.
talking about just the name or the place
to
in
me,
general?
To me, Medenvarde fell because of all the shit that was going on, but also the like the ruling class like system.
Yeah, dude, the
Made it
Gilmores
that
weren't
way.
even like big royalty.
Yeah, they
They're
weren't.
just,
Yeah, they
like,
were just-
in this
they owned
region.
that.
They have some power, but
They had
they're
a
still like
name.
subservient to the orthodoxy, and they're also what is it? Tithed to the Duke, Duke Krelmore of
Oh, no.
Gampura, which was a big
Yeah,
city you
so-
guys could have visited.
So they're a part of a smaller group to like a larger thing. Like so
Yeah.
across the country, you probably wouldn't. Not everybody would know who they are. Only in that regional area, probably.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So do I.
I have a question. So,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say
Oh.
I wasn't disrespecting John's character at all, because actually
you were.
everybody in our character group is selfish in one way or another. So I mean, because
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like Edgar surely goes off of revenge. I don't even think his thing is like maybe he'd want his aunt like back, but I've said this, I've expressed this multiple times. I don't think Edgar wants to go back to a normal life. He'd rather erase himself
Yeah.
from history books and continue on what he's doing.
okay, this is a good question. Okay, so now they're going 2,500 years in the future. How much time has it been since the start of the season? Is Edgar 17 years old now?
Oh,
More.
It's definitely been at least a year.
Hopefully,
There's
he's
6 months
18.
of training.
he's
Yeah, 6 months.
17. He is 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in some states he can legally get.
Sorry, that's not an
pussy without
exciting
it being-
answer, but yeah, about a year's passed.
Yeah, and legally in some states he can get pussy without the woman getting statutory rape, dog.
Some states. Some.
Some states.
So
And then,
Definitely.
so also for the
I
fans, can we talk about the artifacts? Like the artifacts that were mentioned. I didn't get to write down
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I was too busy. But like there's the wield of shield or something, or there's like all these things that I don't. You listed 5, I believe.
There's one that seems
One
like
for each
it's
saint.
towards the Severin one, the one the force the will upon
Oh, here we
others
go.
or some shit like that. I can't remember
I
the
had to-
details. I know it's very tempting. I hope that turns into it evolves into a story arc, because I have a feeling Edgar would be tempted to use it, kind of like Frodo with the ring.
Yeah.
Right.
well, you can use them, just you got to destroy them in the end.
Yeah, these
No, I
items
mean, he
are
told us he
fucking.
said- and no excuse, or he said that we cannot use them.
Oh, okay.
I've
All right,
pulled
let's
up.
hear from Dungeon Daddy.
Hey,
So
my
they
bad.
are. There's 5 different items, and each of them were rumored to be in the hands of the saints, right? So I guess I'll give their names in the short description. So, like, there's the stone wield, which
Yeah,
was
stone wield.
yeah, that one's Belfort. It's like this red. It's supposed to be like a stone ring, and it has the power to raise forests, purify the land, fertilize fields, and multiply livestock. But it has to be planted each winter, where it regrows upon a sacred tree. So like one of its like
That's pretty cool.
branches will just have
Wilton's
the ring on it.
item.
You have to like climb the tree and grab it.
Correct. Yeah.
Then there's the Book of Roads, which is Elahar, which it's interesting because the only ones that you guys really saw in this story were Belfort and Severn so far. And you met a couple of guys that were like disciples of Elahar that were with Cliff Valter and his dudes. The marksmen.
the horse fighters, pieces of shit.
But yeah, it's Elahar's is just a book of soft gold with pages of silver, and the pages are blank, yet they fill with the directions or maps that the reader requests, and does so in the language they can read. So like any directions or maps.
Yeah.
And if they cannot read it all, then the directions make themselves understood through a series of symbols.
I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like Daggles.
Yep. And then there's a Flesh Binder, which is Malmute's, and Malmute's actually one of my personally one of my favorite priests.
Poor dog.
He might not ever end up in anything, but he's cool. So he's got it's a purple metal corkscrew, and it absorbs blood, lightning, fire, magma, ice, and other matter that's in a state of flux. And the blood can be used to imbue a person with the characteristic of beasts, and it can also alter the composition of armor or weapons, imbuing them.
You go
with
berserk.
Magic.
That's John's.
It requires binding by blood to be used, holding its master responsible for all that it creates, and it can also remove curses of the blood.
Again, we were
that
told
might be Daggles too.
we were told not to touch these, and we're already claiming dibs on items.
I'm saying which one matches the character more is all.
Yeah.
I know it's
The
funny
reason
that
with the Rhodes one, I said Daggles because Daggles is traveling
This
city.
is why when we did that final episode and we were talking about the items, when the Severn one was brought up, that's what made me think it was like Edgar taking that item, and we go back in time, and then he uses it to try to purify the land and becomes the Severin saint himself.
Yeah.
But that was just yeah.
That's an interesting one too. So that's a Silamana, which is Severn's. It's a black cloak and with red trim, and whoever wears it can enter the minds of other people, like chase away their nightmares and their trauma. It's like its original intention. Can cure all ailments of the mind, some of the soul. It can also bless other cloaks, giving them this ability, but to a smaller degree. It's powered by feeding on the dark energy of humankind's minds.
Maybe that's what I was thinking, that you could use it to manipulate people's thoughts as well as what could actually be pure and what's not.
Yeah,
but maybe
I
not.
I don't know if it's in the
I don't know.
episode, but I was always thinking that Black Cap maybe had that or a cloak like it, because it can create multiples of it.
Black Cap's a cunt.
And the last one, the last item is Panacea, which is Rictus's item, and it's a diamond eye with a sky blue iris that can cure wounds and disease, and renders its wearer immortal from all but the violence of direct force. So like, just like you don't longevity,
Can't get sick.
you know?
You can't have cancer. All that stuff.
Yeah, you won't die from illness, and you can't die from age.
Yeah.
Was
You
he
could bleed to death. You could get your head cut off.
Was he rumored to be the one that still was living?
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's the one
he was. That's an old rumor about him
was his
too.
name?
So like before
Yeah.
these items ever came up, like Rictus.
What was his, okay, yeah, and that's where the term erectus comes from.
Homo erectus.
Because he erected from the grave. No. Yeah, that was. I was
Right,
interested in actually, like, I thought maybe we were gonna come across him at some point.
We did. He just
the
goes
lid.
by as Nisby now.
We don't know. I hope one day we'll meet them again.
So, Kenny, how do you perceive the Slop Tops 2,500 years from now? Do you perceive laser guns? Is it all in turmoil?
I'm assuming it kind of like they're in a large forest, from what I remember. So I'm assuming
they
it kind
love
of
being
just.
in the bush.
I'm assuming it just kind of
Especially
restarted.
Daigle.
Dude, 2 fucking words, pumpkin bombs. And that's what you can expect next season. Mic drop.
Bushman.
I'm assuming like the road went to shit and it just kind of restarted in a way. So they're kind of. It's hard to tell if they're like deep into the future or if it's just kind of restarting back where they kind of were.
Right? Is it a nuclear winter? Is it a advanced civilization? Why are these artifacts so easy to find in this era, 2,500 years in the future?
Ooh,
question
these are
I can't
excellent.
answer.
These are excellent questions
like,
for
Yeah.
people that don't know
spoilers.
the answer.
I will say this. I know for a fact that one character will probably become a pirate.
Nate, what's that thing? Nate, that thing by your guitar, is that one of those barnyard things that go, the cow goes, moo? I'm just kidding. I can't do it.
Little
Just look-
spinning
yeah.
wheels.
Yeah, that's what it just looked like a colorful wheel. What is that?
No, I would like to know if because early on when we were like talking about
The
classes
crow goes, fuck!
and stuff like that, Daigle or Matt said early on that if guns come in, he's gonna do a pirate build, a
Yeah.
rogue pirate build
I
type
heard
thing,
about that.
and he wanted to do that. I was wondering if that led to us possibly like, was there anything that did that push you in a direction that made us go to a time with guns?
I have a dusty or rusty pistol. I couldn't
No,
read the
but
handwriting.
it's a happy coincidence that he's interested in that sort of thing, you know, because like I love it when things like that sync up, when like 'cause I do try to include a lot of your guys' interest into the story, but when there's something that I come up with that is it just fucking clicks with somebody anyways, like that's even better, honestly.
That's a beautiful thing too.
satisfying anyway.
Nate is
I think-
constantly asking us for feedback of what we would
Yeah.
like and what we would, and we're constantly giving him like things that we would like to see, and he actually does like adjust things accordingly. I mean, if it fits to his narrative, and I don't know, everything's so fucking beautiful in this thing. Even though we do unexpected fucking things, it always ends up good.
Oh, dude, I
Because
love it. It's fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
like,
You really
Raising
know what's gonna
news
happen, and-
trails.
I do have a
Before you
question.
Your adaptability to the situations are always fucking great, especially your fucking character dialogue. That shit
Honestly,
is fucking hilarious. Favorite NPC of all time is that fucking farmer. Well, aside from Lokar, my favorite.
Fucking tore his shirt off, ran around,
Yeah,
fucking
it's like
catching
one
shit on
man. I
fire.
thought we were gonna.
well,
I thought we were
That
gonna
was so
murder.
funny.
Well, I never said that. What is he fucking talking about? Well, whatever, man. I'm gonna. He's just like running, just.
Go
blowing
around.
fire.
Favorite NPC, everyone. Mine's Nisby.
Nisby.
Nisby's funny.
He's the real G, honestly.
I do have a
Nisby's my favorite.
I do have a question first, since I know Nate has to leave.
Now, dude,
sooner
tell
than
us your
later.
favorite NPC.
Yeah, what's
first,
up?
bitch.
In season 2, have you already planned, or is there plans for guests?
Reoccurring
dude,
characters.
great question.
Reoccurring
Actually-
characters.
So yes, there is
Okay.
plans.
Well, clearly, I've thought that, like, obviously,
Wesley,
I don't know,
we're not going to
obvious-
recast characters with different voices. Every
No.
character Nate's already established is Nate.
No, I'm just saying it's.
Nisby's not going to come out with some weird
Hey,
Scottish accent.
No, dude, I want to see Wesley play Aaliyah.
Lokar could have taken a sausage to the throat and his voice changed.
Patricia's still alive, and Matthew can still bang her.
Yeah, and actually,
Somehow.
You mean it was
the voice this season? And it's actually
First of all, Daigle.
from Galaxy Quest.
Sentinel?
No, that's good to hear, though, because that'd be cool to have some
What
guests.
Aaliyah's voice or Patricia's?
It's kind of like Marvel's Nowhere, where it's like, I don't know. I'm just assuming that, like, if you guys are thrown in here from 2,500 years ago, probably other people are too. But
Oh,
we
shit.
don't know. We don't know if the land is technologically advanced.
For those of you
or-
that don't know, Nowhere is the head of one of the Celestials.
Oh my god.
I would like to point this out as far as the slot.
That's what
tops
Wesley was
go.
getting at,
I
though,
don't-
right? You're talking about
don't-
Nowhere,
Yeah,
the Celestial
basically,
head?
it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, yeah.
where fucking King the Conqueror is he's outside of time.
Yeah,
He's outside of
Quantumania.
time.
Yeah.
King is outside of time, and it's like the time stream, and it's like, oh, you kill me,
King
motherfucker.
is-
Guess what?
That's what the
crazy part
tower is.
Tang is actually outside of time, too, because he had to go to work. He works graveyards.
but what
That
I'm
was a good
saying is,
outro
it's
for
like,
Tang. He's gone.
No, you better give him a right one.
Thanks, Tag.
I would like to point this out that in the episode when we were talking to the historian, I don't know if it's in the episode, it might not be, but we were talking about it in the group chat that it'd be hilarious because he was talking about the Slop Tops. It'd be hilarious if the only one that is referenced by name and the one that's most famous is Lokar.
Right? Like Lokar became a beast.
Lokar lost his comrades in a mysterious circumstance after the battle, or after the civil war that took place in the Stovehearse, or whatever you'd call it.
Yeah.
And he continued on his work with Miser's Peak and slowly created the Slop Top resistance and took over and became the 8th saint. Is there 7 saints or 5 saints?
And it's just like it's just like Tenacious Lee. He was just like, hey, I've been holding this the Slop Top for you guys for the whole time.